I would like to apologise in advance for the lights in my eyes from my ring light. If anyone knows how to sort that, let me know. Hey my lovelies, my name's Lauren and this is my space to do what I want with... I've not filmed in a while. Why can't I get this right? Hey my loves, my name's Lauren and in this video... No, I can't. Why can't I do my intro? Hey my loves, my name's Lauren and this is my space to share what I want with the world. With the internet? What do I say? With the internet. I have not filmed in a while. Hey my loves, my name's Lauren and this is my space to share what I want with the internet. In this video I want to share with you how I personally manage my medication and hopefully it might help you. Number one, the first thing I do is I make sure I order everything in time. I don't want to run into a situation where I run out of medication and I don't have any left. What I do is I try to keep an eye on when I'm on my last strip of a packet and make sure if I have another packet to cover it. You can do this if your pharmacy have an ordering system. You can contact your doctors. I don't know if your doctors may do it through phone or email. Don't know, just make sure you order it. And another important thing, when you order it, don't expect it next day. As someone who works in pharmacy, please, 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 allow your pharmacy enough time to make up your prescription. Number two, pick a pharmacy and stick with that pharmacy. I know it can be difficult if you're a busy person and you're constantly travelling different places, you're constantly in different parts of the town, different parts of the city, but it is easier to stay with the one pharmacy. If you're missing a prescription that you ordered, they have your history to be able to look back and see if it's something on their part or if the prescription just never reached them. If you run out and you go to a pharmacy that you regularly use, they will have your regular prescriptions listed. So it might make it a little bit easier and they might be able to give you an emergency supply. And also in general, it's just easier because then you remember what pharmacy your prescriptions go to. So number three, PCS. I don't know if that's what they call it everywhere, but I know in my pharmacy, that's what we call it, and it's called the Pharmacy Collection Service. So once you've picked a pharmacy, you can then say to your doctor or your pharmacy, I think it's different depending on your doctors and pharmacy, that you would like your prescriptions to go to this specific chemist. Then what you can do is check, that's loud. Then what you can do is check with that pharmacy and make sure if they have a collection service where they can actually pick up the physical prescription for you and then make it up for you. I feel like I fucked that whole bit up. So basically in my case, what happens is I use the website and I then go on, order my medications, and that sends a message straight to the doctor's surgery. The doctors then decide if they're going to write my prescription, because sometimes they like to not do that and I have to phone them. And then once they've written the prescription, they will then send it over to the pharmacy, i.e. the pharmacy will collect it. And then the pharmacy, not all pharmacies do this, but my pharmacy then send me a text to say that it is ready for delivery or collection. Number four, keeping a space for your medication. For me, this means I keep a drawer in my cabinets. My cat is going mental, I'm sorry. For me, I keep a drawer full of my medicines and any medical supplies I may need. I like to keep it as organised as I can, that way I can see everything that's in it, can see if I'm running low on anything, and it's just a good system I have. Numero 5. So using a pill box or a Dosette box, whatever you want to call it, there are so many different pill boxes that you can use. You can use ones that you only take one a day, so you have like a box for every day. Or, you know, if you take medicines multiple times a day, you can get ones that say morning, noon, evening, bed. It's just a bit easier because I find at least that once everything is popped out of the packet and in this box, I just have to look at my box, open the bit, swallow the tablets every day. It's a bit quicker, it's a bit easier. Yes, it does mean that usually once a month, is it a monthly one I have? I think it is. Once a month I have to fill it up. I'm willing to take that time once a month just to make sure I have everything ordered, and again, it makes it easier to see how many tablets I have It's easier to see how many medications I have left, how many tablets I have left when I need to order, and it keeps everything tidier because there's less boxes because I empty a full box into my Dosette box. Number 6, I am stopping doing, I'm not doing that anymore. We all know how that went last time. I missed numbers. Setting alarms. So you have your meds ordered in time, you have them collected for you by your pharmacy hopefully. You've then kept them all in the one storage place, and you may have chosen to have a pill box. That's all well and good, but you actually have to remember to take them, which is an issue for me sometimes because I'm very forgetful. I don't know how long I've been on medication, but it's been a very long time, and I still forget to take them. Not every day, but sometimes. That is my cat trying to get in, but he's not allowed in because I'm filming. Yeah, I have no idea how long I've been on my longest medications, but it's been quite a while, and I still forget to take them. So I always have an alarm, just to remind myself that I still have to take it. Number 7, lists. So make sure that somewhere you have a list of all the medications that you're on. It makes it easy for you, especially if you're on more than one medication, like myself. Make sure you have down whatever the thing is that you take, what form is it in, you know, is it a tablet, is it a capsule, is it a liquid, does it dissolve, have that information. What strength is it, and how often do you have to take it? I would have all of that written down. It's good to have for many reasons. So for example, when you get your prescription from the pharmacy, if you have a list of the medications that you're supposed to have, it makes it easier to identify if you're missing anything. It's good as well to make sure you've definitely been given the right thing, because it doesn't happen often, but it can happen where you're prescribed the wrong thing by the doctor or the pharmacy have given you the wrong thing. So always double check what you're taking as well. That's just a wee side note. Make sure that you are taking the correct medication. It's also good to have a list in case you end up in hospital, in case you're changing medications, then you know what other medicines you take, so that you're not taking two things that could interact. Have lists. Number 8, keeping your medicines in sync. May be a little difficult because it's not always your fault if they're out of sync. It depends if the doctor has sent them over separately to the pharmacy, if the doctor sent them over at all, if the pharmacy's made them up together. Bear with me though. So it can get confusing if you're taking different amounts of tablets every day. So for example, one of my medications I take once a day, right? But then there's another medication that I take 2 tablets a day. So I have to make sure that I order enough to have them both. So I have to make sure that I order enough of both of them for them to run in sync, and so that they finish at the same time, so that when I go to order my next load of medication, I'm not running short on anything. If you are running out of sync on any of your medications, it's not too difficult to fix. You can phone up your GP surgery and ask them to look at your history. Get them to look at how many tablets they've prescribed you and how many you take, and ask them if they can prescribe it in a way that they will run in sync. There is a fly. Alternatively, I'm not sure about other countries, but I know that here in Scotland, if you have run out of a medication, or maybe you're going to run out over the weekend, if you have kept to the same pharmacy, because they don't do it if you change pharmacies all the time, and your pharmacy has a record of the medication that you're on and that you take regularly, if you're going to run out of that medication, or you have ran out of the medication, the pharmacy should be able to give you an emergency supply to cover maybe the weekend or until your next prescription comes in. Do not rely on that though, because they don't have to give it to you. It depends entirely on if the pharmacist is willing to do it. It depends on the kind of medication it is, because some prescriptions are controlled, some medications are more serious. You know, there's some medications that require you to have blood tests, blood pressure tests, all these other things before you can be prescribed more of them. So the pharmacist may be hesitant to give you an emergency supply of something that they're not entirely sure that you should be getting again. But yet some medications, they are legally not allowed to prescribe you extra. So do not rely. Only in an emergency where you have run out of something that you need, then ask your pharmacist if they can do it. And if they can't, again, I'm not sure about other countries. In the UK, we have 111, which is the NHS 24 service. And say it's a bank holiday or a weekend or it's a Friday night, the doctors are shut, you could phone 111 and say to them, look, I have run out of this tablet, I need it. and they can provide you with a prescription to help you over until the Monday. This video's turning out longer than this. I'm so sorry, Mark. Number 9, review your medications with your doctor regularly. So maybe there's a medication that a GP has put you on for a set amount of time. Maybe you're taking something and you might not need to take it anymore and you're not sure about that. But if you spoke to the doctor about it, they might prompt you to say, actually, you don't need this anymore. Or maybe there's alternative medication. Maybe there is something where you're taking 2 tablets and the doctor could prescribe you 1 instead and it would have the same effect. Your GP can also give you advice on how to store your medication, how and when to take your medication, and even if you want to come off your medication, they can give you advice on how you should do that, whether it's a medication that you can just stop or if it's a medication that you should taper down and wean yourself off of. Never wean yourself off of anything without the supervision of a doctor, because that can be very dangerous. And number 10, last but not least, make sure you give that medicine area a spring. Make sure you give that medicine area a spring clean. So like I mentioned, I have a drawer that I keep all my medications in. So I make sure that every few months I go through it, make sure there's nothing out of date, make sure there's nothing that I don't take anymore. Maybe make sure there's no empty packets of tablets that I've popped into my pill box and then forgot to put the wrapper in the bin. It makes your space tidier and less cluttered. And again, it helps you to keep a closer eye on what you're taking, how many you have, are you going to run out anytime soon? Which then takes us back to number 1, surprisingly, to make sure you order in time. So with that last tip in number 10, if everything's clean and tidy, you know exactly how much you have of something, then it means that you can order your next prescription in time. Anyway, that's enough out of me. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, give the video a thumbs up. No pressure, but let me know what your thoughts are down the stairs. Do you have any other tips that I may have left out? Do you have other ways that you manage your medication? Let me know. Subscribe if you want to see more from me. You can also leave video suggestions down in the comments and I will have a look into them. But yeah, subscribe if you want to see more from me. We would love to have you in our little community, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. I feel like I should do what YouTubers do and like try and pose for thumbnails. How can I? Mark, make that look good. Please and thank you. Love you.